John 19:28 says, "After this, Jesus, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, saith, I thirst." And that brings me to the thought of, I'm not thirsty, but I thirst. And so here we have Jesus, who is a deliverer, or one who rescues. He's Christ, the anointed one. And here he is now in the scripture, at this point saying, I thirst. How can Jesus, the one that is deliverer, or the one that is rescuer, or the one that is anointed, say, I thirst? Well, let's first talk about the definitions of thirst and thirsty. Let's go with thirsty first. Thirsty is more of a sensation of dryness in the mouth or throat that's caused by a lack of liquid. It's a physical condition that results in a need. And if we look in the Urban Dictionary, it says to be eager to get something or especially desperate to have something. Whereas thirst implies that there is a desire for a replenishing of the body's basic source, which is water. Thirst says that those are in a place who are of thirst, that they, number one, want what is their source, water, right? They want exactly what is the one that gives them life. And so as we think about the concept of being thirsty versus being of thirst, Jesus shows us in this wonderful text, and I'm so glad in this text that he did not say, I am thirsty. I'm so glad that those were not his words, but rather I thirst, because I believe that this is an indication from Jesus that we don't have to become our experience. We don't have to become our weakness. We don't have to become even our plight in life. Jesus has never been known, never been referred to as the man who thirsted in the Bible. We don't hear that. However, he is known as the one who is living water. And so how is this living water now coming to the place where he is of thirst? I think, like many of us, we are in a place of a contradiction of our existence. Though we are something great, though we are people that are beyond even what it seems our gifts and our talents are, though we are able to perform, though we are able to be professionally sound and wise, sometimes we have a weakness, sometimes we have an experience that we'd rather not have, but we are not relegated to what that experience is. It is only an experience. So I came today through the heart of Christ and with the mind of Christ to all of you out there who are feeling as though you have been labeled thirsty, feeling as though you have been labeled as what you did or the choice you made or the weakness you were in a moment, or even the labels that you put on yourself. We put labels on ourselves that limit us to an experience. But Jesus is saying you are more than that. You can be a contradiction to your experience. You can be a contradiction to your existence in a moment. I believe that it is the way that Jesus overcame so that we could be overcomers. Because in order to overcome, that means we have to be in a struggle and get the better of the struggle or the conflict or the conquering. We have to defeat the struggle. And so just like Jesus, we are being set up as individuals, even in a time like this, to be overcomers. Whatever situation you're in, whether it's with your spouse or with your children, or even your relationship with God himself, whatever that negative experience is, know that you have been empowered to overcome, to conquer. Jesus taught us that. So be encouraged. Know that the struggles that you and your spouse are in right now, they are not forever, but they are just for a moment. Know that the struggles that you and your children are in right now are not forever, they're just for a moment. Know that the struggle you're having in your personal relationship with God is not forever, it's just for a moment. And it is to empower you to overcome. It's already been written. It's already been declared. This is just a fulfillment of the scripture, just like Jesus. So buckle down, settle in, and know that things are about to change. You do not have to be thirsty, though you thirst. Know that there is a hope beyond your present circumstance. Until the next time, be blessed.
With coronavirus taking center stage in everyone's actions and thoughts, Village Give, Bottles for Life and his partners have decided to provide the elderly and others with a bit of hope and encouragement. Their latest initiative is the purchase and cancellation of over $2 million in consumer debt by Easter Sunday, April 12, 2020. Debt cancellation letters have been mailed to residences throughout the country due to the contributions and gifts from several pastors, churches, nonprofit organizations, and other passionate contributors who desire to help those in time of need. Our next endeavor is to pay off $10 million in debt by Pentecost Sunday, May 31st, 2020. For more information and to learn how you can participate and bless a life, go to www.bottlesforlife.org. It is truly amazing what can be done when we work together for a common goal that helps others.
He was betrayed by those he loved and crucified for our sins. He was buried in a borrowed tomb, but on the third day, he rose with all power. It began with Jesus being accused, betrayed, beaten, and mocked. My God, why have you forsaken me? I thirst. It is finished. We Are the Church 2.org. Join us this 50-day journey between Resurrection Sunday and Pentecost Sunday, May 31st, where you will receive words of encouragement via email and social media. We will conclude with our culminating online celebration, Pentecost Sunday at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you will hear from some of today's most dynamic and empowering ministers and speakers. Replay will be available for the following 24 hours. We are the Church 2.0. Go to www.wearethechurch2.org or via social media to see how you can be a part of this amazing rebirth of the Church 2.0.